Good morning. Let me ask you something real quick. When your alarm goes off, who wins? Is it the version of you that wants comfort or the version of you that wants greatness? Because every single morning you are in a fight, not with the world, not with your boss, not with your circumstances. You're in a fight with yourself. See, champions are built in the morning. Legends are created before sunrise. Success doesn't start when you feel ready. It starts when you get up anyway. Most people wake up tired. Winners wake up driven. They don't wait for motivation. They don't wait for perfect condition. They don't wait for confidence. They wake up with a decision. I don't feel like it, but I'm doing it because discipline beats motivation every time. Listen to me carefully. Your bed is lying to you. Your pillow is not your friend. That snooze button is not mercy, it's sabotage. Every extra minute you sleep is a minute your future is begging you not to waste. You say you want success. You say you want financial freedom. You say you want respect, but your habits are speaking louder than your mouth. Dreams don't come true in comfort zones. Greatness doesn't grow in warm blankets. You want a different life? Then you need a different morning. Wake up with intention. Wake up with hunger. Wake up knowing that somebody out there's already working while you're debating. And here's the truth. Nobody tells you. Nobody is coming to save you. No magical opportunity. No perfect timing. No miracle moments. You either rise or you repeat. Stop negotiating with weakness. Stop making excuses for laziness. Stop waiting for someday. Someday is not on the calendar. Today is all you got. Use it. Get up when it's hard. Show up when you're tired. Push when you feel empty. Because success doesn't reward talent. It rewards persistence. You don't need more inspiration. You need more execution. Every morning is a fresh start. Every sunrise is permission to rewrite your story. Every day is a chance to become stronger than yesterday. So when that alarm rings tomorrow, don't hit snooze. Hit purpose. Hit discipline. Hit action. Because your future is watching what you do this morning. Every sunrise is a second chance. Not a slogan. Not a cute quote you post on social media and forget by lunchtime. It's real. It's powerful. It's life-changing if you let it be. Because when the sun comes up, the universe is giving you permission to start again. No matter how yesterday went, no matter how badly you messed up, no matter how far behind you feel. Morning doesn't care about your failure. Morning doesn't remember your excuses. Morning shows up with one simple message: you're still here. Now what are you going to do about it? Most people wake up carrying yesterday on their backs. They drag regret into the new day. They replay old mistakes while brushing their teeth. They scroll through other people's success before even speaking to their own potential. And before they've taken their first step, they've already told themselves a story about why today won't be different. But listen to me. The sun doesn't rise to remind you of your past. It rises to invite you into your future. You don't need a perfect life to have a powerful morning. You don't need money, connections, or applause. You need a decision. A decision that said, I may not be where I want to be, but I refuse to stay where I am. That's it. That's the beginning. That's how transformation starts. Not with motivation, but with commitment. Every morning is proof that your story isn't finished. If it was over, you wouldn't wake up. If your purpose was done, you wouldn't open your eyes. The fact that you're breathing means there's still work for you to do. There's still growth waiting. There's still impact to be made. But too many people treat mornings like a burden instead of a blessing. They complain about waking up instead of being grateful they can. Think about it. Millions of people went to bed last night and never woke up. But you did. That alone should shift your mindset. That alone should light a fire inside you. You've been given another 24 hours to chase your dreams, fix your mistakes, build your future, and become better than you were yesterday. Don't waste it on doubt. Yesterday doesn't get to decide today unless you let it. Your past failures don't have voting rights in your present. The mistakes you made don't own you. The chances you missed don't define you. Every sunrise wipes the slate clean. It doesn't erase responsibility, but it restores opportunity. You can't change what happened, but you can change what happens next. Too many people stay stuck because they keep reliving yesterday. They wake up physically, but mentally they're still in old arguments, old heartbreaks, old disappointments. They bring baggage into a brand new day, but mornings don't come with baggage. You bring that yourself, let it go, release it, Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgive others. Drop the weight. You cannot run toward your future while dragging your past. Every sunrise is a reminder that life is moving forward. Time doesn't stop for your comfort. It doesn't pause for your fear. It doesn't wait until you feel confident. It keeps going. And you either move with it or get left behind. You don't need to have everything figured out when you wake up. You just need to move. Progress doesn't come from having a perfect plan. It comes from taking imperfect action. Small steps taken daily beat big dreams that stay in your head. This is where most people lose. They overthink. They wait. They plan forever. They tell themselves, I'll start when I'm ready. But ready is a myth. Nobody ever feels completely ready. Winners start scared. Winners start tired. Winners start uncertain. Money is your opportunity to become a beginner again. To try again. To attempt again. To believe again. It doesn't care how many times you fail. It only cares whether you're willing to try one more time. Your alarm clock isn't just waking you up. It's calling you out. It's asking you a question. Are you going to repeat yesterday, or are you going to rewrite today? See, repetition feels safe. Routine feels comfortable. But growth lives on the other side of discomfort. If your mornings look exactly like they did 5 years ago, don't be surprised if your life does too. Change starts when you change how you start. Wake up with purpose. Wake up with intention. Wake up knowing that what you do in the first hour sets the tone for the next 23. You don't stumble into success. You build it. And it begins the moment your feet hit the floor. Stop letting your phone be the first voice you hear in the morning. Social media can wait. Messages can wait. Notifications can wait. Your dreams cannot. Give the first moments of your day to yourself, to your goals, to your mindset, to your future. Feed your mind before you feed distractions. Stretch before you scroll. Pray before you click before you post, because mornings are sacred. They are the quiet space where champions are formed. They are the invisible hours where discipline is built and character is shaped. Nobody sees the early mornings. Nobody claps for the silent grind. Nobody applauds the lonely workouts or the late night studying or the uncomfortable sacrifices. But that's where greatness is born. In the moments when nobody is watching, every sunrise is a second chance to become who you said you wanted to be. But chances don't turn into change automatically. You have to meet opportunity with effort. You have to match potential with action. You have to back your words with work. You say you want more, then do more. You say you're tired of being average, then stop living average mornings. Success is not a feeling, it's a routine. Confidence is not magic, it's repetition. Momentum is not luck, it's consistency. What you do every morning matters more than what you do once in a while. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your habits. So ask yourself, are your mornings building your future or burying it? Every day gives you a choice. You can wake up and complain, or you can wake up and compete. You can focus on what you lack, or you can focus on what you can control. You can stay in bed with your excuses, or you can get up and chase your purpose. Nobody owes you motivation. Nobody owes you success. Nobody owes you anything, but you owe yourself effort. You owe yourself discipline. You owe yourself growth. You owe yourself the best version of you. Stop waiting for life to get easier. Life doesn't get easier. You get stronger, but only if you put in the work. Only if you use your mornings to build resilience instead of regret. Some days you'll wake up inspired. Other days you'll wake up exhausted. Do the work anyway. Some mornings you'll feel unstoppable. Other mornings you'll feel empty. Move anyway. Consistency is doing what needs to be done regardless of how you feel. That's maturity. That's maturity. That's leadership. That's greatness. Your future is built on the mornings you don't feel like trying. Don't underestimate what one focused morning can do. One productive morning can change your mood. One disciplined morning can shift your mindset. One intentional morning can redirect your life. Stack those mornings together and you build a legacy. Stop looking for dramatic breakthroughs. Look for daily progress. Look for small wins. Look for incremental growth. Because big results come from small actions repeated over time. Every sunrise gives you another brick to build your dream. But you have to pick it up. Don't let another day slip by on autopilot. Don't let another morning be wasted on distraction. Don't let another chance pass while you wait for perfect condition Perfect conditions don't exist. There will always be reasons to quit. There will always be obstacles. There will always be fear. But there will also always be another sunrise. And that sunrise is asking you to choose. Choose discipline over comfort. Choose action over excuses. Choose growth over fear. Choose purpose over pleasure. Your life will not change by accident. It changes by alignment. When your thoughts align with your actions, when your mornings align with your mission, when your habits align with your goals, every sunrise is a reminder that time is moving. And if time is moving, you should be too. You don't have to be great today. Just be better than yesterday. You don't have to conquer the world this morning. Just conquer your mind. Get up, show up, do something that moves you forward. Repeat. That's how lives are transformed. Not overnight, not through motivation videos alone, but through daily discipline, through relentless effort, through refusing to quit on yourself. Your past doesn't get to dictate your future unless you keep giving it power. Take that power back. Own your mornings, own your choices, own your growth. Every sunrise is a fresh invitation to rise, not just physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Rise above your excuses, rise above your fear, rise above your old self, because the person you were yesterday does not have to be the person you are today. And the person you are today does not have to be the person you become tomorrow. That's the beauty of a new morning. That's the power of a second chance. So when you wake up tomorrow, don't just open your eyes, open your heart, open your mind, open your will, and step into the day like someone who knows they were created for more, because you were, and every sunrise proves it. Early hours build elite results. That's not just a motivational line. That's a law of success. That's a principle you see repeated in every high performer, every champion, every person who ever rose from average to exceptional. The elite don't just work harder, they work earlier. While most people are still wrapped in blankets, negotiating with the snooze button and scrolling through their phones, high achievers are already investing in their future. The early hours are quiet for a reason. They are sacred. They are uncontested. They belong to the discipline. See, anyone can hustle when the world is awake. Anyone can act productive when emails are flying, phones are ringing, and people are watching. But greatness is built when nobody is looking, when there's no audience, when there's no audience, when there's no applause. When the only thing pushing you forward is your commitment to your own vision. Early mornings reveal who you really are. Because at 5 a.m., excuses sound louder than ambition. At 5 a.m., comfort feels stronger than purpose. At 5 a.m., your bed is warmer than your dreams. And that's exactly why those hours matter. They force a choice: stay comfortable or step into growth. Most people choose comfort. That's why most people stay average. Elite results demand elite habits. And elite habits start before sunrise. You don't accidentally wake up early every day. You decide. You discipline yourself. You train your body and your mind to move when it would rather rest. That discipline spills into every area of your life. When you master your mornings, you start mastering your time. When you master your time, you start mastering your outcomes. Early hours teach you control. Control over your impulses, control over your emotions, control over your direction. They teach you that success isn't about how you feel. It's about what you do. Think about this. Every day gives everyone the same 24 hours. Rich or poor, famous or unknown, motivated or confused. The difference isn't the time, it's how that time is used. High performers simply claim more of the quiet hours. They borrow time from sleep to invest in their future. And no, this isn't about killing yourself or never resting. It's about intentional sacrifice. It's about understanding that short-term discomfort leads to long-term freedom. While others are sleeping, you're studying. While others are dreaming, you're training. While others are waiting, you're building. That separation compound. You may not see the difference in a week. You might not notice in a month, but over a year, over 5 years, the gap becomes massive. People look at successful individuals and think they got lucky. They don't see the early alarm. They don't see the lonely workouts. They don't see the quiet mornings filled with reading, planning, practicing, and preparing. They only see the results, not the routine. But there's no result without routine. Early hours give you clarity. There's no noise, no distractions, no chaos, just you and your goals. That's where ideas are born. That's where strategies are formed. That's where confidence is built. You can hear yourself think. You can connect with your purpose. You can align your actions with your vision. Most people start their day reacting. Reacting to messages, reacting to problems, reacting to demands. The elite start their day creating momentum, creating focus, creating direction. They don't let the world dictate their mood. They set their tone. Early mornings teach patience. They teach consistency. They teach humility, because progress during those hours is slow and quiet. You don't get instant rewards. You don't get immediate validation. You just stack small wins. One workout, one chapter, one plan, one tab. Over time, those small wins turn into unstoppable momentum. This is where discipline separates itself from motivation. Motivation fades, discipline remains. Motivation waits for feeling. Discipline moves regardless. Elite performers don't rely on motivation. They rely on structure. They build systems that force them to show up even when they don't feel like it. And let's be honest, most mornings you won't feel like it. You'll feel tired. You'll feel tired. You'll feel behind. But elite results don't come from feeling good. They come from doing what's necessary. Early hours are uncomfortable. They challenge your identity. They confront your excuses. They force you to grow. That discomfort is the price of excellence. Look at athletes. They train before sunrise. Look at entrepreneurs. They plan while the world sleeps. Look at scholars. They study when parties are happening. Look at leaders. They prepare while others procrastinate. It's not coincidence, commitment. You can't live like everyone else and expect different results. If your mornings look like everybody else's, your life probably will too. The early hours also teach you self-respect. Every time you wake up early and do what you said you would do, you build trust with yourself. You become someone who keeps promises, especially the promises nobody else sees. That self-trust turns into confidence, and confidence turns into courage, and courage turns into action. You stop doubting yourself because you have proof that you show up, proof that you're consistent, proof that you can push through discomfort. That's powerful. Most people wait for confidence before they act. High performers act until confidence follows. Early hours remove excuses. Nobody is calling you. Nobody is interrupting you. Nobody is demanding your attention. You and your discipline. And in that quiet, you learn who you really are. Are you someone who quits when it's hard, or are you someone who rises when it matters? The early morning doesn't care about your title. It doesn't care about your background. It doesn't care about your circumstances. It treats everyone the same. It simply waits to see who shows up. And here's the truth. Showing up early once won't change your life, but showing up early every day will. Consistency beats intensity. You don't need heroic mornings. You need habitual mornings. Wake up, move your body, feed your mind, work on your goals, repeat. That simple formula, practice daily, creates extraordinary results. People often say they don't have time, but they spent 2 hours on their phone last night. They say they're too tired, but they stayed up watching shows. They say they're busy, but they waste mornings scrolling. Time isn't the issue. Priorities are. Elite results come from elite priorities. You make time for what matters by waking up earlier. And yes, it's hard at first. Your body resists. Your mind complains. Your comfort zone fights back. But after a while, it becomes your new normal. You start craving the quiet. You start valuing the stillness. You start appreciating the head start. You walk into your day already accomplished, already focused, already ahead. That changes everything. Early hours give you momentum before chaos hits. When problems arise later in the day, you're stronger. When stress appears, you're grounded. When challenges show up, you're prepared because you already invested in yourself. Most people try to build success on leftover energy. High performers build success on fresh energy. That's the difference. The early hours also teach responsibility. You realize that nobody is forcing you to wake up. Nobody is forcing you to train. Nobody is forcing you to study. It's all on you. That ownership creates maturity. You stop blaming circumstances and start controlling outcomes. You realize that your future is being built right now in these quiet moments. Not someday, not later, now. Every early morning is a vote for the person you want to become. You don't become disciplined by accident. You don't become successful by luck. You become those things through repeated choices. And those choices are easiest to make when the world is silent. You might feel alone during those hours. Good. That's where strength grows. That's where character forms. That's where leaders separate from followers. Early mornings teach you to be comfortable being uncomfortable. They train you to move forward even when there's no external reward. That skill alone will carry you farther than talent ever could. Talent without discipline fades. Discipline without talent still wins. You don't need to be special. You need to be consistent. You don't need perfect conditions. You need daily action. The elite understand this. They don't glamorize the grind. They respect it. They know that every early morning is a deposit into their future. They know that nobody will hand them greatness. They have to earn it. So they wake up. They work. They repeat. While others complain. While others procrastinate. While others make excuses. And over time, that quiet commitment turns into visible success. People start asking, how did you do it? They don't see the early alarms. They don't see the lonely hours. They don't see the sacrifice. They only see the results. But you know it was built in the dark. It was built when nobody cared. It was built when quitting would have been easier. Early hours build elite results because they force you to choose growth over comfort, discipline over distraction, purpose over pleasure. They teach you that greatness is earned before it's displayed. They remind you that your future is shaped by what you do when nobody is watching. So tomorrow morning when that alarm goes off, remember this. That moment matters. That choice matters. That early hour matters. Because every time you rise early, you're rising above average. You're stepping into your potential. You're building something powerful. Not just success, character, confidence, control. And that's what creates elite results. Nobody is coming. It's on you. That's not meant to scare you. It's meant to free you. Because the moment you truly accept that no one is arriving with a rescue plan, no one is showing up with a magic opportunity, no one is walking through your door to fix your life, that's the moment you take your power back. Most people live in quiet expectation. They wake up hoping something will change, hoping someone will notice their potential, hoping circumstances will improve, hoping motivation will strike. But hope without action is just another delay. Reality is simple. If you don't move, nothing moves. If you don't change, nothing changes. If you don't decide, life decides for you. From a young age, many of us are conditioned to wait. Wait for permission, wait for instruction, wait for approval, wait for the right moment. That mindset carries into adulthood, where people wait for bosses to promote them, for clients to find them, for relationships to complete them, for inspiration to activate them. But nobody is obligated to make your dreams happen. Nobody is responsible for your growth. Nobody owes you success. That responsibility sits squarely on your shoulders. And until you accept that fully, you'll always feel stuck. The hardest truth to swallow is that your current situation is largely the result of your past decision. Not entirely. Life throws curveballs, setbacks happen, unfair things occur. But how you respond to those events shapes your future. Two people can experience the same struggle and end up in completely different places. Why? Ownership. One blames, the other builds, one complains, the other adapts. One waits, the other works. Personal responsibility is uncomfortable because it removes excuses. You can't hide behind circumstances when you accept ownership. You can't blame your background, your parents, your economy, or your critics. You have to look in the mirror and say, this is on me. That moment is painful, but it's also powerful because when it's on you, you can change it. When it's on you, you control the next move. Most people don't fail because they lack ability. They fail because they refuse accountability. They stay stuck replaying stories about why life is hard instead of creating strategies to move forward. They focus on what happened to them instead of what they can do about it. But successful people don't waste energy on blame. They channel everything into progress. Nobody is coming to motivate you every day. Nobody is coming to discipline you. Nobody is coming to force you to read, train, learn, or grow. That's your job. And once you understand that, your life starts to change. You stop waiting for perfect conditions. You stop waiting for perfect condition. You stop waiting for confidence. You stop waiting for support. You become the support. You become your own coach. You become your own accountability partner. You become your own rescue team. That shift is everything. It's easy to say you want success. It's harder to wake up early when nobody is watching. It's easy to talk about goals. It's harder to sacrifice comfort to chase them. It's easy to post quotes. And it's harder to live them. Ownership shows up in your habits, not your words. People often ask, oh, what if I fail? But a better question is, what if I never start? Waiting weakens. Action builds character, even when it doesn't produce immediate results. Sitting still builds regret. You don't need permission to improve your life. You don't need validation to chase your dreams. You don't need applause to work on yourself. You just need courage to take responsibility for where you are and commitment to move forward. There will be days when you feel overwhelmed, days when progress feels slow, days when you question everything. But even on those days, nobody is coming. The work still belongs to you. Growth doesn't pause because you're tired. Life doesn't slow down because you feel uncertain. You either rise to the challenge or get carried by the current. Taking ownership also means accepting that no one else is to blame for your lack of discipline. If you don't wake up early, that's on you. If you waste hours scrolling, that's on you. If you avoid hard conversations, that's on you. If you quit when it gets tough, that's on you. Harsh, maybe. But honesty creates freedom. Once you stop blaming, you start building. You realize that your mindset is your responsibility. Your health is your responsibility. Your finances are your responsibility. Your relationships are your responsibility. You stop expecting people to save you and start expecting more from yourself. And that's when things shift. Because ownership creates urgency. It removes the illusion of someday. You stop telling yourself, I'll do it later. Because you understand that later is not guaranteed. You start acting now. You start treating your time like it matters. You start valuing your potential. Nobody is coming to give you confidence. Confidence comes from doing hard things consistently. Nobody is coming to give you clarity. Clarity comes from action. Nobody is coming to give you purpose. Purpose is built through effort and service. This is where most people struggle. They want results without responsibility. They want comfort and change at the same time. But growth requires discomfort. Transformation requires effort. There is no shortcut around ownership. Look at anyone who has achieved something meaningful. They stop waiting. They stop complaining. They stop blaming. They took control of their mornings, their habits, their mindset, and their decision. They accepted that even when life is unfair, they still have work to do. You don't control everything that happens to you, but you control how you respond. You control what you learn. You control how hard you try. You control whether you give up or get up. That's power. Most people give that power away by playing the victim. They tell stories about why they can't succeed instead of creating plans for how they will. They look for sympathy instead of solution. But sympathy doesn't change your life. Strategy. Nobody is coming to rescue you from your comfort zone. Nobody's coming to pull you out of mediocrity. You have to walk out yourself. And yes, it's scary. Yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, it's lonely sometimes. But that's the price of independence. That's the cost of becoming someone stronger. Ownership means showing up when it's boring. Ownership means working when results are invisible. Ownership means staying disciplined when motivation disappears. Ownership means holding yourself accountable even when nobody else does. You don't need more motivation. You need more responsibility. You don't need another speech. You need another action. You need another action. Every time you choose effort over excuses, you're stepping into leadership. Every time you take responsibility for your choices, you're building maturity. Every time you stop blaming and stop doing, you're creating momentum. And momentum changes everything. You begin to trust yourself. You begin to respect your process. You begin to see progress. Slowly at first, then steadily, then powerfully. Nobody is coming also means nobody can stop you but you. There's no gatekeeper to your discipline. No permission slip required for your growth. No external approval needed for your transformation. It starts with a decision to stop waiting, a decision to stop complaining, a decision to stop outsourcing your future. Your life won't change because you read this. It will change because you apply it. Because tomorrow morning you get up when it's hard. Because you do the work when nobody cares. Because you hold yourself to a higher standard. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to your systems. And your systems are built through daily responsibility. The moment you accept that nobody is coming, is the moment you become dangerous in the best way. You stop being passive. You stop being reactive. You start being intentional. You realize that your dreams are not fragile. They're waiting for your effort, waiting for your discipline, waiting for your courage. Stop waiting for life to change. Change your life. Stop hoping someone will save you. Save yourself, because nobody is coming. And that means everything is possible. Your habits are louder than your goals. You can say you want success. You can say you want peace. You can say you want financial freedom, confidence, health, and purpose. But at the end of the day, your daily actions expose the truth. What you do consistently matters more than what you say occasionally. Goals live in your mind, but habits live in your body. Goals are spoken. Habits are practiced. And life doesn't reward intentions. It rewards patterns. Most people fall in love with setting goals. They write them down, talk about them, post them, visualize them. But very few people fall in love with the process required to achieve them. They want the results without respecting the routine. They want change without changing their behavior. That's why so many dreams G quietly. Not because people didn't want them badly enough, but because they weren't willing to align their habits with their ambitions. You don't become successful by accident. You become successful by repetition. Every habit you practice a vote for the person you're becoming. Every small choice either moves you closer to your future or keeps you tied to your past. There's no neutral. You are either building or breaking, growing or stagnating, rising or repeating. Look at your life honestly, not emotionally. Your income reflects your habits. Your health reflects your habits. Your mindset reflects your habits. Your relationships reflect your habits. Your level of discipline reflects your habits. You don't wake up one day in a bad situation. You arrive there slowly through daily choices. That's hard to accept because it means you can't hide behind excuses. You can't blame circumstances forever. At some point, you have to confront your routines. You have to ask yourself, do my habits match the future I say I want? You might say you want to be fit, but you skip workouts and eat whatever feels good. You might say you want to be wealthy, but you avoid learning new skills and spend impulsively. You might say you want peace, but you stay in toxic environments and feed negative thoughts. Your goals sound powerful, but your habits tell a different story. The truth is, your habits reveal your real priority. Success is not built in dramatic moments. It's built in boring ones, in the quiet mornings, in the repeated action, in the uncomfortable discipline, in the decisions nobody celebrates. People think transformation happens in big breakthroughs, but it actually happens in small behaviors practiced daily. Your habits are the bridge between who you are and who you want to become. You can't outdream bad habits. You can't outmotivate poor discipline. You can't visualize your way past inconsistency. At some point, you have to do the work. You have to create systems that support your goals. You have to replace comfort with commitment. Most people underestimate the power of tiny actions. They think skipping one workout doesn't matter. They think wasting 1 hour doesn't matter. They think making one excuse doesn't matter. But those small moments stack. Over time, they shape your identity. You don't suddenly become unhealthy. You don't suddenly become broke. You don't suddenly become disconnected from your purpose. It happens slowly through neglected habits. And the same is true in the opposite direction. You don't suddenly become disciplined. You don't suddenly become confident. You don't suddenly become successful. You earn it through daily choices. Your habits are always working, whether you're aware of them or not. They're either helping you or hurting you, building you or breaking you. There's no pause button. That's why awareness is the first step. You have to see what you're actually doing, not what you think you're doing. Track your time. Observe your routines. Notice what you do when nobody is watching. That's your real life. People often say they don't have time, but they spend hours scrolling. They say they're tired, but they stay up late watching shows. They say they want growth, but they avoid discomfort. Those contradictions reveal the truth. The problem isn't lack of time or energy, it's lack of alignment. Alignment means your actions support your aspirations. If you want a different life, you need different habits. You can't keep doing the same things and expect new results. That's insanity. Your habits determine your direction more than your desires ever will. And here's something powerful. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your system. Goals are targets. Systems are pathways. Goals tell you where you want to go. Habits determine whether you get there. That's why people with modest goals but strong habits often outperform people with huge dreams and weak discipline. Habits don't care how you feel. They show up regardless. Motivation fades. Habits remain. Emotion changes. Habits stay. Life gets hard. Habits carry you. That's why elite performers focus on routines, not inspiration. They don't rely on feeling good. They rely on structure. They build environments that make success easier and failure harder. They design their days. They protect their mornings. They guard their energy. They choose consistency over comfort. Your habits are also shaping your self-image. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you build confidence. Every time you break one, you weaken trust. Over time, you become the person your habits prove you are. If you constantly procrastinate, you start seeing yourself as unreliable. If you consistently show up, you start seeing yourself as disciplined. Identity is built through behavior. That's why change feels hard, because you're not just changing action, you're changing who you believe you are. But that's also why change is possible. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. You just need to start with one habit. One small action done consistently. One decision repeated daily. Wake up earlier. Drink more water. Read 10 minutes. Move your body. Write one page. Plan your day. Those small habits seem insignificant, but they create momentum. And momentum changes everything. People want massive transformation, but they avoid micro-discipline. They look for big results while ignoring small responsibility, but life doesn't work that way. Big outcomes are built on small behaviors. Your habits also influence the people around you. Whether you realize it or not, someone is watching how you live. Your discipline inspires. Your laziness teaches. Your consistency sets a standard. Your excuses give permission. You become a mirror for others. That's why it matters. Your habits are speaking even when you're silent. They tell the world what you value. They tell your future what to expect. They tell your children, your friends, your team what is normal. And here's another truth. You can't hate yourself into better habits. Change doesn't come from shame. It comes from awareness and commitment. Be honest about where you are, but don't stay stuck there. Use that clarity as fuel. You're not broken. You're trained. And anything that's trained can be retrained. You can reprogram your routines. You can replace destructive patterns. You can build new behaviors. But it requires patience. It requires repetition. It requires forgiveness when you slip, and discipline to get back up. Progress is not perfection. It's persistence. Most people quit because they expect instant results. They do something good for a week and don't see change, so they stop. But habits don't pay off immediately. They pay off eventually. That's the hard part. You have to trust the process before you see the outcome. Think long term. Play the long game. Every healthy meal is an investment. Every workout is an investment. Every focus hour is an investment. Every book read is an investment. You are either investing in your future or spending it. There is no middle ground. Your habits will either carry you forward or hold you back. And the most powerful thing is this. You don't need to feel ready to start. You just need to start. Action creates clarity. Movement creates motivation. Discipline creates confidence. Don't wait for perfect condition. Build perfect habits. Stop focusing on what you want. Start focusing on what you do. Because your habits are louder than your goals. They tell the real story. And that story is being written every single day by the choices you make when nobody is watching. Execute even when you feel empty. That single principle separates dreamers from doers, talkers from builders, and average from elite. Because anyone can work when they feel inspired. Anyone can move when energy is high. Anyone can push when life feels good. But the real test of character shows up on the days when you wake up tired, mentally drained, emotionally worn out, and unsure of yourself, and you still choose to act. Most people wait for motivation. They wait for confidence. They wait for confidence. They wait for clarity. They wait for the perfect move. But life doesn't reward waiting. Life rewards movement. The people who rise aren't the ones who feel strong every day. They're the ones who refuse to stop on their weakest days. Feeling empty is part of the journey. Feeling tired is normal. Feeling overwhelmed happens to everyone. The mistake is believing those feelings give you permission to quit. They don't. They're signals that you're human, not excuses to abandon your goals. You're not always going to feel powerful. You're not always going to feel focused. You're not always going to feel inspired. There will be mornings when your mind is heavy and your body feels slow. There will be seasons when progress feels invisible and effort feels pointless. But that's exactly when execution matters most, because discipline doesn't depend on emotion. Execution doesn't require excitement. Action doesn't need permission from your feelings. When you feel good, you'll always be inconsistent. If you only show up when motivation hits, you'll stay stuck. But when you train yourself to move, even when you feel empty, you build something deeper than motivation. You build resilience. Resilience is the ability to keep going when nothing inside you wants to. That's power. People underestimate how often successful individuals feel drained. They think high performers wake up energized every day, smiling and confident. That's not reality. High performers feel doubt. They feel fatigue. They feel frustration. The difference is they don't let those feelings dictate their actions. They understand something most people don't. Feelings are temporary, but habits are permanent. Your emotions change. Your discipline stays. That's why elite performers rely on systems, not moves. They have routines they follow regardless of how they feel. They don't ask themselves, do I feel like working today? They ask, what needs to be done? That shift changes everything. When you execute, even when you feel empty, you send a powerful message to yourself, I am in control. My circumstances don't define me. My emotions don't command me. My purpose is stronger than my comfort. That self-respect compounds. Every time you push through exhaustion, you build mental toughness. Every time you work through doubt, you strengthen your confidence. Every time you refuse to quit, you expand your limits. Empty days are not obstacles. They are training grounds. They teach you endurance. They teach you patience. They teach you discipline. You don't become strong by avoiding hard days. You become strong by surviving them. Most people quit too early. They stop when results are slow. They stop when energy drops. They stop when life gets inconvenient. But greatness lives on the other side of those moments. Breakthroughs don't come when everything is easy. They come when you keep moving while everything feels heavy. You don't always need to give 100%. Sometimes all you have is 40%. But if you give that 40, that's still progress. It's still progress is better than not showing up at all. Doing something is better than doing nothing. Progress doesn't require perfection. It requires persistence. There will be days when your best feels weak compared to yesterday. That's okay. Your job is not to compare. Your job is to continue. Consistency beats intensity. A small effort done daily outperforms massive effort done occasionally. That's why execution matters even when you feel empty. Because empty days are part of consistency. They're part of the process. They're part of becoming someone stronger. You don't grow by staying in comfort. You grow by moving through resistance. And resistance shows up when you're tired, when you're bored, when you're discouraged, when you're unsure. That's where champions are created. Anyone can shine on a good day. Only the committed show up on a bad one. Execute even when you feel empty also means learning to separate your identity from your emotions. You are not your fatigue. You are not your frustration. You are not your fear. Those are experiences, not definitions. You are defined by your actions, by what you do when it's hard, by how you respond when it hurts, by whether you rise or retreat. Life will drain you sometime. People will disappoint you. Plans will fail. Energy will fade. But none of that removes your responsibility to keep going. You don't need to feel ready to move forward. You just need to move. Action creates momentum. Momentum creates motivation. Motivation follows discipline, not the other way around. Waiting to feel inspired is backward. Inspiration comes after effort. Clarity comes after action. Confidence comes after consistency. You build strength by acting while weak. That's how resilience forms. That's how character develops. That's how leaders emerge. Empty moments also teach you gratitude. They remind you that you're human. They humble you. They force you to rely on habits instead of hype. They teach you to work quietly without validation. And that's powerful. Because when you learn to operate without external encouragement, you become self-driven. You stop needing applause. You stop needing permission. You stop needing perfect conditions. You become unstoppable. Most people are controlled by how they feel. When they feel good, they act. When they feel bad, they stop. That emotional dependency keeps them trapped. But when you execute regardless of feeling, you break that cycle. You become emotionally disciplined. You become mentally tough. You become someone who can be trusted with bigger responsibilities. Life gives more to those who prove they can handle less. If you can stay consistent when you're tired, you'll be unstoppable when you're energized. If you can work when you feel empty, you'll dominate when you feel strong. That's how growth works. You don't wait for the storm to pass. You learn to walk in the rain. You don't pause your dream exhausted. You adjust your pace, but you keep moving. That's maturity. That's leadership. That's greatness. There will be moments when you want to quit. Moments when your mind tells you it's not worth it. Moments when your body begs for rest. Rest when you need it, but don't quit. There's a difference between recovery and retreat. Recover, then return. Execute again, even when it feels pointless, even when it feels slow, even when it feels lonely. Because something powerful happens when you keep showing up on empty days. You start trusting yourself. You start respecting your process. You start realizing you're stronger than you thought. That confidence can't be given. It's earned. And it's earned in the quiet, difficult moments when nobody is watching. Execute even when you feel empty because your future self is depending on today's effort. Execute because your goals don't care how tired you are. Execute because progress doesn't pause for emotions. Execute because discipline today creates freedom tomorrow. You don't have to feel amazing to move forward. You just have to refuse to stop. That's the secret. That's the edge. That's the edge. That's how ordinary people become extraordinary. Comfort is the enemy of progress. It doesn't attack you loudly. It doesn't show up with danger signs. It whispers, it feels safe. It feels familiar. It wraps itself around you like a warm blanket and tells you everything is okay right where you are. And that's exactly why it's so dangerous. Comfort doesn't destroy dreams in one moment. It slowly suffocates them over time. Most people don't fail because life knocks them down. They fail because comfort convinces them to stop getting up. Comfort tells you to hit snooze instead of starting your day with purpose. Comfort tells you to stay where you are instead of stepping into uncertainty. Comfort tells you to choose what feels good now instead of what builds your future. And before you realize it, weeks turn into months, months turn into years, and you're still talking about the same goals you had a long time ago. Progress demands discomfort. Growth requires friction. Change lives on the other side of ease. You don't become stronger by staying relaxed. You become stronger by being challenged. Every meaningful improvement in your life will come with resistance. Every level up will demand sacrifice. Every breakthrough will ask you to leave something familiar behind. But most people would rather stay comfortable than become great. Comfort zones feel good, but they don't grow you. They keep you predictable. They keep you average. They keep you repeating the same routines, thinking the same thoughts, and getting the same results. You can't expect new outcomes from old habits. If you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always got. Comfort makes you forget that you were created for more. It convinces you that survival is enough. It tells you that settling is normal. It lowers your standards slowly, quietly, until one day you wake up and realize you've been living beneath your potential. The comfort zone doesn't feel like a cage at first. It feels like home. But over time, it becomes a prison built from excuses, routines, and fear of change. Comfort keeps you from taking risks. It keeps you from having hard conversations. It keeps you from chasing big dreams. It keeps you from pushing your limits. It keeps you from discovering what you're truly capable of. You don't grow when things are easy. You grow when things are hard. Pain teaches. Pressure builds. Resistance strengthens. Think about muscles. They don't grow by staying relaxed. They grow by being stressed, torn, and rebuilt stronger. Your mindset works the same way. Your character works the same way. Your success works the same way. Discomfort is not your enemy. It's your teacher. Every time you step into something unfamiliar, you expand your capacity. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you build confidence. Every time you do something hard, you become harder to break. But comfort convinces you to avoid that process. It tells you to stay silent instead of speaking up. It tells you to stay in unhealthy relationships because they're familiar. It tells you to stay in jobs you hate because they're secure. It tells you to delay your dreams because now isn't the perfect time. Comfort specializes in delay. It always promises you tomorrow, and tomorrow becomes never. Comfort doesn't care about your future. It only cares about your present feeling. It doesn't care about your potential. It cares about your pleasure. It doesn't care about your legacy. It cares about your convenience. Progress, on the other hand, demands effort. It demands courage. It demands consistency. It asks you to wake up early, work late, learn new skills, face rejection, and push past fear. That's why so few people experience it, because most people choose comfort. They choose the easy path. They choose distraction over discipline. They choose entertainment over education. They choose rest over growth. And then they wonder why their lives don't change. You don't break free from average by accident. You do it by choosing discomfort on purpose. By taking the stairs instead of the elevator. By reading when you'd rather scroll. By training when you'd rather rest. By learning when you'd rather be entertained. By investing in yourself when you'd rather spend on temporary pleasure. Every uncomfortable choice is a deposit into your future. Every comfortable choice is often a withdrawal. Comfort also weakens your resilience. When you avoid hard things, you become fragile. Small problems feel overwhelming. Minor setbacks feel devastating. You lose your ability to handle pressure because you've trained yourself to escape it. But when you regulate difficult things, you build toughness. You build toughness. You learn that discomfort doesn't kill you. You learn that fear can be faced. You learn that struggle can be survived. And that knowledge makes you powerful. Comfort creates dependency. Discomfort creates independence. When you always choose comfort, you start needing perfect conditions to function. You need motivation. You need support. You need validation. You need things to go your way. But when you embrace discomfort, you become self-reliant. You learn to operate even when conditions aren't ideal. That's leadership. That's maturity. That's growth. Most people think they want success, but what they really want is comfort with success. They want the rewards without the responsibility. They want the results without the resistance. But life doesn't work like that. There is a price for everything. Comfort now costs you later. Discomfort now pays you later. You choose. Comfort also disguises itself as self-care. Real self-care sometimes looks like rest, but it often looks like discipline. It looks like saying no to distractions. It looks like pushing through laziness. It looks like setting boundaries. It looks like doing the hard work of becoming better. True self-care prepares you for the future. False comfort keeps you stuck in the present. There will be moments when comfort feels justified, when you've had a long day, when life feels overwhelming, when you're tired of trying. But those are the exact moments that define you. Those are the moments when progress is available, if you're willing to reach for it. You don't need to destroy your comfort zone all at once. You just need to challenge it daily. Take small risks. Try new things. Try new things. Push a little harder. Go a little farther. Speak a little louder. Dream a little bigger. Growth is incremental. Courage is built. Strength is trained. You don't wake up one day fearless. You become fearless by repeatedly doing things that scare you. Comfort will always be there waiting for you to come back. It never leaves. It doesn't judge. It doesn't demand. But it also doesn't elevate. It doesn't inspire. It doesn't transform. Progress does. Progress asks more of you. Progress stretches you. Progress challenges your identity. Progress forces you to evolve. And that evolution is uncomfortable. But it's worth it, because on the other side of discomfort is confidence. On the other side of effort is achievement. On the other side of fear is freedom. Comfort keeps you dreaming. Discomfort gets you moving. Comfort keeps you safe. Discomfort makes you strong. Comfort keeps you where you are. Discomfort takes you where you're meant to be. If you want a different life, you need different habits. If you want bigger results, you need bolder actions. If you want growth, you have to leave ease behind. Every great story involves struggle. Every meaningful journey includes hardship. Every successful person has a chapter where they were uncomfortable. That chapter is not punishment, it's preparation. So the next time you feel resistance, don't run from it. Lean into it. That resistance is pointing you toward growth. That discomfort is showing you where your next level lies. Comfort is the enemy of progress, but discomfort is the doorway to everything you want. Your morning decides your direction. Long before your day unfolds, long before the emails arrive, the responsibilities pile up, or the world starts demanding your attention, your morning has already begun shaping your future. The way you wake up, the thoughts you allow into your mind, the actions you take in those first moments, they quietly determine whether you move forward or stay stuck. Most people underestimate this. They think mornings are just routines, something to get through so that your real day can start. But mornings are not neutral. They are powerful. They set the tone. They establish momentum. They program your mindset. What you do in the first hour of your day often echoes through the next 23. If you wake up rushed, distracted, and reactive, your entire day tends to feel chaotic. If you wake up intentional, focused, and disciplined, your day moves with clarity and control. That's not coincidence. That's cause and effect. Mornings are when habits are reinforced. Identities are shaped and priorities are revealed. Your morning doesn't just start your day, it reveals your discipline. When the alarm goes off, that moment becomes a crossroad. One path leads back to comfort, the other leads forward into purpose. Most people hit snooze, they negotiate with themselves. They tell themselves they'll start tomorrow. That one small choice feels harmless, but it carries weight. Because every time you choose comfort over commitment, you teach your mind that discipline is optional. But when you get up anyway, when you move even though you're tired, something powerful happens. You send a message to yourself that you are in control, that you do what needs to be done, not just what feels good. That self-respect becomes the foundation for everything else. Your morning is the only part of your day that truly belongs to you. Once the world wakes up, your time is no longer your own. Messages come in. Problems appear. People need things from you. But early in the day, before the noise starts, you have a window, a quiet space where you can invest in yourself. That window is priceless. You can use it to strengthen your body. You can use it to sharpen your mind. You can use it to clarify your goals. Or you can waste it scrolling, rushing, and reacting. The choice is yours. High performers don't stumble into great mornings. They design them. They understand that success is built before breakfast. They don't wait for motivation. They rely on routine. They wake up with intention. They move their bodies. They feed their minds. They review their goals. They prepare for the day instead of letting the day control them. And over time, that consistency compounds. People often ask how successful individuals stay focused. The answer, simple. They win the morning. They start the day ahead, mentally and emotionally. They don't give their best energy to distractions. They give it to growth. Your morning is where you either take control of your life or hand that control away. If the first thing you do is grab your phone, you've already surrendered your focus. You've allowed external voices to dictate your mood. News, messages, social media, they all compete for your attention before you've even acknowledged your own purpose. That's a dangerous way to live. Instead, imagine starting your day grounded, taking a few minutes to breathe, to reflect, to remind yourself why you're working so hard, to move your body, to write down your priorities. That simple shift changes everything. You begin your day proactive instead of reactive, and proactive people create their future. Reactive people repeat their past. Your morning also exposes your values. If you say health matters but never move your body in the morning, your habits tell the truth. If you say growth matters but never read or learn early in the day, your routine speaks louder than your words. If you say your dreams matter, but you give your mornings away to comfort, your actions reveal your real priority. Your morning is your daily vote for the person you want to become. Every day, you cast that vote. Some people vote for discipline, some vote for comfort. Over time, those votes create identity. You don't become successful in one moment. You become successful through thousands of small mornings stacked together. Mornings teach you consistency. They teach you patience. They teach you that progress doesn't come from big bursts of effort, but from small actions done repeatedly. Waking up early once won't change your life. Waking up early consistently will. Your morning routine doesn't need to be complicated. It just needs to be intentional. A little movement, a little learning, a little planning, a moment of gratitude, a moment of focus. These simple practices create momentum, and momentum is everything. Once you have momentum, discipline becomes easier. Confidence grows. You stop procrastinating because you're already in motion. You stop doubting because you're already doing. But if you start your day lazy, distracted and rushed, you spend the rest of the day trying to catch up. The morning also shapes your emotional state. If you wake up and immediately complain, stress follows you. If you wake up grateful, grounded, and focused, resilience follows you. You don't control everything that happens in a day, but you do control how you enter it. That entry matters. Your morning is where you decide whether you'll be a victim of circumstances or a creator of outcome. Most people let their mornings happen to them. Winners make their mornings happen. There's a reason elite athletes train early. There's a reason successful entrepreneurs plan days before sunrise. There's a reason leaders protect their morning. It's not because they enjoy being tired. It's because they understand leverage. They know that how they start determines how they finish. You don't need perfect conditions to have a powerful morning. You just need commitment. Some mornings you'll feel tired. Some mornings you'll feel unmotivated. Some mornings life will feel heavy. But those are the mornings that matter most. Anyone can show up on a good day. Champions show up on hard ones. When you push through tiredness, you build mental toughness. When you move even when you don't feel like it, you build discipline. When you choose growth over comfort, you build character. That character carries into every area of your life. Your morning also gives you a chance to reset. No matter how yesterday went, morning gives you a clean slate. You may have failed. You may have fallen short. You may have made mistakes. But when you wake up, you get another opportunity. That's powerful. You don't have to carry yesterday into today unless you choose to. Each morning is a chance to adjust your direction, to realign with your goals, to recommit to your value, to start again. But only if you treat it with respect. Too many people waste their mornings and then wonder why they feel behind in life. Time doesn't disappear. It gets traded. You trade your mornings for comfort, or you invest them in your future. There's no middle ground. Your morning is also where self-trust is built. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, waking up when you said you would, completing your routine, doing a hard thing, you strengthen your belief in yourself. Every time you break that promise, you weaken it. Self-trust becomes confidence. Confidence becomes courage. Courage becomes action. Action becomes results. It all starts in the morning. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. You just need to take control of your morning. Start small. Wake up 10 minutes earlier. Stretch. Drink water. Write down 3 goals. Read a page. Take a walk. Build from there. Consistency matters more than intensity. Small, disciplined mornings create big, disciplined lives. Your morning decides whether you'll drift through the day or direct it, whether you'll react or lead, whether you'll repeat yesterday or move closer to tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, when that alarm rings, remember this. That moment matters. That choice matters. Getting up matters. Because your morning is not just the start of your day. It's the start of your future. Your mindset is the battlefield where your life is won or lost. Most people underestimate the power of their thoughts because they're invisible, silent, and often subtle. Yet the way you perceive yourself, your circumstance, and your possibilities shapes your reality far more than any external factor. You can have access to the best resources, the most opportunity, and the perfect environment. But if your mindset is weak, inconsistent, or weak negative, those advantages will slip through your fingers. Conversely, a strong, disciplined, and resilient mindset can turn obstacles into opportunity, scarcity into abundance, and setbacks into stepping stones. The way you think about your mornings, your work, your relationships, your health, and your goals sets the trajectory of your life. Your brain is like a muscle. If you don't train it, it grows weak. If you don't feed it positive, disciplined thoughts, it becomes a breeding ground for fear, doubt, and hesitation. Mindset is not just about thinking positively, it's about thinking purposefully. It's about actively choosing the thoughts that align with your vision, your goals, and your values, rather than allowing external noise to dictate your mood, decisions, and energy. Every challenge you face will test your mindset. Every setback will force you to confront your beliefs about yourself and the world. And in those moments, your internal narrative becomes the determining factor in whether you succeed or fail. People often blame circumstances, luck, or other people when things go wrong. They say, if only this happened differently, or if only I had more resources. But those statements reflect a mindset of dependency and scarcity. Your circumstances are never entirely in your control, but your mindset is. And your mindset will either magnify your limitations or your potential. A strong mindset doesn't make life easy. It makes life manageable. It equips you to handle pressure, to remain calm when chaos surrounds you, and to keep moving when everything inside you wants to quit. That's why mindset is the invisible engine behind every great achievement. Your thoughts shape your feelings. Your feelings shape your actions, shape your results. This chain reaction is unavoidable. If your mind is cluttered with fear, doubt, or negativity, those emotions will translate into hidden and a poor decision. You may procrastinate, avoid risk, or react impulsively. If your mind is disciplined, focused, and resilient, your actions become deliberate, courageous, and consistent. This is why so many people fail, not because they lack talent or opportunity, but because they lack the mental framework to execute consistently. Mindset determines whether potential becomes reality or remains dormant. Building a strong mindset starts with awareness. You must recognize the dominate your inner dialogue. Are they empowering or are they limiting? Are they aligned with your goals or are they reinforcing fear and comfort? Awareness is not judgment, it's observation. Watch your thoughts as if you are an impartial witness. See which ones encourage action and growth and which ones paralyze or distract you. Awareness alone doesn't change your life, but it is the first critical step. It allows you to intervene, correct, and redirect your thinking before it becomes action. Once you are aware of your thought patterns, the next step is intentionality. You must choose what to focus on. Most people focus on problems, limitations, or external frustrations. That focus keeps them stuck. A mindset of growth, however, chooses focus differently. It focuses on solutions, opportunities, learn, and personal responsibility. When challenges arise, a growth-oriented mindset asks, what can I learn? How can I adapt? How can I overcome this? Instead of seeing obstacles as roadblocks, it sees them as training grounds. Instead of surrendering to fear, it converts fear into strategy. Mindset shifts the lens through which you perceive reality. It doesn't remove difficulty. It changes how you respond to it. Discipline is a core component of mindset. Your thoughts alone will not create results. You must act on them. A strong mindset compels consistent action, even when motivation fades. It creates a habit of persistence. It teaches you to value long-term gain over immediate comfort. The combination of disciplined thought and disciplined action separates the people who achieve greatness from those who remain average. Discipline reinforces your mindset, and your mindset reinforces your discipline. They are inseparable. Your mindset also determines how you handle failure. Failure is inevitable in any meaningful pursuit. You will stumble, make mistakes, and encounter rejection. How you interpret those experiences shapes your trajectory. A negative or fixed mindset sees failure as proof of inadequacy. It triggers self-doubt and stagnation. A resilient mindset sees failure as feedback. It asks, what can I adjust? How can I improve? Every successful person has failed many times, but they have learned to treat failure not as a reflection of their worth, but as a tool for growth. That perspective transforms loss into advantage. Surrounding yourself with influences that reinforce your mindset is equally important. Your thoughts are not formed in isolation. The people you spend time with, the media you consume, and the environment you inhabit all feed your mental state. Choose carefully. Seek out those who challenge you, inspire you, and elevate your thinking. Avoid those who drain your energy, reinforce fear, or normalize mediocrity. Mindset is contagious. Just as negativity spreads, so does determination, optimism, and focus. Your mental environment shapes the strength of your mindset as much as your internal discipline does. Another aspect of mindset is adaptability. Life is unpredictable. Plans will change. Obstacles will appear. The ability to adjust your thinking without losing your purpose is vital. A rigid mindset breaks under pressure. A flexible mindset bends and moves forward. Flexibility doesn't mean compromise on your goals. It means adjusting your methods while keeping your vision intact. The people who master their mindset can pivot without panic. They respond to change with strategy, not stress. Visualization and mental rehearsal, powerful tools for cultivating mindset. Elite performers across every field use them to train their minds. Imagining yourself succeeding, rehearsing scenarios. And mentally navigating challenges primes your brain for real-world execution. When you face the actual situation, your mind has already experienced it. That reduces fear, increases confidence, and strengthens resolve. Mindset is trained in the invisible space before it manifests in visible results. Gratitude and perspective are also crucial elements. A resilient mindset acknowledges difficulty without being consumed by it. It sees challenges as opportunity, scarcity as motivation, and setbacks as temporary. Gratitude shifts focus from what's missing to what's available. Perspective prevents you from overreacting, panicking, or making impulsive decisions. A disciplined mind practices gratitude daily, reinforcing positivity and stability. Your mindset also governs your energy. Negative or chaotic thinking drains motivation, focus, and creativity. Positive, structured, and empowered thinking amplifies them. Your mental state is the lens through which all experiences pass. When it's clear, focused, and strong, you can tackle problems efficiently and creatively. When it's cluttered, reactive, or fearful, even simple tasks feel overwhelmed. Managing your mindset is therefore energy management. Protect it, strengthen it, and optimize it daily. Self-talk is one of the most direct expressions of mindset. The words you speak to yourself shape belief, emotion, and action. Negative self-talk reinforces doubt. Positive self-talk reinforces possibility. Elite performers constantly monitor and refine their inner dialogue. They replace excuses with accountability. They replace fear with strategy. They replace hesitation with action. Self-talk is not superficial. It's foundational. It programs your behavior before external circumstances intervene. Mindset also influences your long-term habits. The way you think determines the patterns you adopt, the risks you take, and the goals you pursue. A growth mindset cultivates consistency, curiosity, and resilience. A fixed mindset fosters stagnation, fear, and avoidance. Over time, these mental patterns compound, creating a life trajectory that reflects your thinking more than your talent. This is why mindset is not optional, it is decisive. Mental resilience is built through practice. Like physical strength, it grows when challenged. By intentionally facing discomfort, uncertainty, and difficulty, you train your mind to remain steady, focused, and solution-oriented. Each challenge survived strengthens your mindset. Each success achieved reinforces belief in your capability. Each setback endured teaches you how to recover faster. Mindset is a muscle, and every challenge is a workout. Finally, mindset is not static. It requires daily attention. Complacency weakens it. Neglect erodes it. Strengthening demands intentional habits, journaling, reflection, reading, visualization, and consistent action. It requires protecting your mental space, challenging limiting beliefs, and continuously learning. It requires understanding that your thoughts are not passive. They are powerful forces that shape every aspect of your life. Your mindset is the foundation of everything. It shapes how you see opportunity, how you respond to adversity, how you take action, and how you grow. Without a strong, disciplined, and resilient mindset, potential remains unrealized, talent remains dormant, and goals remain distant. With it, obstacles become temporary, challenges become training, and success becomes inevitable. Cultivate it, protect it, train it. Your mindset is the silent architect of your life, and mastering it is the most important work you will ever do. Your thoughts decide your reality. The mental battles you win before the world sees your success define the level of achievement you ultimately reach. Your mindset is not simply a tool. It is the compass that guides your actions, the engine that fuels your perseverance, and the anchor that steadies you when storms arise. Every morning, every decision, every reaction is a chance to strengthen it. Every choice is an opportunity to reinforce resilience, focus, and clarity. By committing to mental excellence daily, you ensure that your life reflects not chance, luck, or circumstance, but intentional, consistent, and powerful thinking. That's the power of mindset. The conclusion of any transformative speech must leave the listener not just inspired, but equipped with a sense of clarity, purpose, and actionable direction. After exploring the power of mindset, the impact of mornings, the necessity of stepping into discomfort, executing when you feel empty, aligning your habits with your goals, and building resilience, the final truth becomes undeniable. Your life is the direct reflection of the choices you make daily. The thoughts you entertain, the discipline you maintain, and the courage you summon when nothing feels easy. All the principles we have discussed converge into one simple yet profound idea: responsibility. You are responsible for your outcomes. You are responsible for the energy you bring into each day. You are responsible for the narrative you allow yourself to believe. The world will not hand you clarity. It will not hand you discipline. It will not hand you the habits that build greatness. Those are earned, sculpted, and strengthened through repeated conscious action. It is easy to externalize blame, to claim that circumstances, luck, or other people are the reasons you are not where you want to be. Externalization is the enemy of growth. True empowerment comes when you internalize accountability, when you recognize that you have more control than you have allowed yourself to believe. Everything changes. Suddenly, obstacles become challenges, failures become lessons, and every moment of discomfort becomes a stepping stone toward growth. Life will test you. It will challenge your resolve. It will confront you with situations that seem unfair, unjust, or overwhelming. These are not signals to quit. These are invitations to rise. Every time you face adversity, you are given an opportunity to expand your capacity, to stretch your character, and to redefine what you believe is possible. This is profound because the person you become determines the life you live. Fear will always be present. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of discomfort, and fear of the unknown will appear at every stage of your journey. The presence of fear is not a signal to stop. It is a signal that you are on the right path. Growth requires venturing beyond familiarity, and fear is simply a natural response to the unnatural response to the unknown. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is taking action despite fear. Every time you confront fear, you expand your potential. Every time you act in spite of hesitation, you reinforce resilience. Every time you choose purpose over comfort, you teach your mind and your body that you are capable of far more than you previously believed. This is the essence of mastery, learning to act intentionally, persistently, and confidently in the presence of uncertainty. Discipline and consistency are more valuable than motivation. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes based on circumstances, mood, or external stimuli. Discipline, however, is internalized structure. Discipline is choosing to act according to principles, values, and long-term goals, regardless of immediate feelings. Discipline allows you to show up on days when you do not feel inspired. It allows you to maintain momentum when energy is low. It allows you to align your actions with your vision consistently. Motivation can initiate action, but discipline sustains it. Building discipline requires practice, patience, and unwavering commitment to doing what is necessary, not just what feels convenient. Your environment also plays a critical role in supporting your growth. The people you surround yourself with, the information you consume, and the conditions you operate under all influence your mindset, behavior, and performance. Surround yourself with individuals who elevate you, challenge you, and inspire you to reach higher. Remove distractions, negativity, and influences that reinforce limiting beliefs. Design a mental and physical environment that reinforces your goals and supports your discipline. Environment shapes identity and facilitates habit formation, and cultivating it intentionally ensures that your efforts are maximized rather than sabotaged by external factors. Failure is an inevitable and essential part of growth. No one achieves significant success without encountering setbacks, mistakes, and obstacles. Failure is not a reflection of your worth. It is feedback. It is information about what works, what does not, and what needs adjustment. The people who achieve extraordinary results are those who treat failure as a teacher, not a punishment. They analyze, adapt, and persist. They understand that each failure is temporary and instructive, and that persistence in the face of adversity is the ultimate differentiator between those who succeed and those who stagnate. Resilience, therefore, is not just a trait, but a practice, cultivated through repeated exposure to challenges, coupled with reflection, learning, and determined action. Action is the ultimate measure of commitment. Thoughts, plans, and intentions are valuable, but they are inert without execution. To live a life of purpose and achievement, you must convert knowledge into action consistently. Action transforms abstract goals into tangible outcomes. It transforms fear into confidence. It transforms doubt into proof. Every small step taken persistently compounds over time. Even when results are not immediately visible, consistent action builds momentum. Momentum propels you forward, increases confidence, and positions you to seize opportunities that would otherwise remain unavailable. Self-reflection and awareness are equally vital. Regularly evaluating your thoughts, actions, and progress allows you to course correct, refine strategies, and reinforce habits that produce results. Without reflection, action can become blind effort. With reflection, effort becomes intentional progress. Awareness also strengthens self-trust. As you begin to understand your capabilities, limitations, and patterns, you learn to anticipate challenges, respond strategically, and maintain focus even when distractions arise. Ultimately, the life you desire is not created through luck, wishful thinking, or fleeting inspiration. It is created through a deliberate combination of mindset, habits, discipline, resilience, and intentional action. But the principle we have discussed: winning your mornings, executing despite emptiness, stepping into discomfort, maintaining consistency, cultivating mental toughness, and embracing accountability is part of a comprehensive system for designing a successful life. Each principle reinforces the others, creating a synergistic effect that propels you toward your goals. Your journey will not be easy. There will be setbacks, doubts, and moments when giving up feels like the simplest option. But remember this: the individuals who achieve extraordinary results are not those who avoid difficulty, but those who persist through it. They understand that struggle is part of the process, that discomfort is the training ground for growth, and that consistent, intentional action ultimately triumphs over temporary feelings of doubt or fear. The challenges you face are not obstacles to stop you. They're opportunities to strengthen you. They are the very mechanism through which your character, resilience, and capability are built. Take responsibility for your life. Own your mornings. Own your mornings. Own your mindset. Own your habits. Own your actions. Stop externalizing blame, waiting for perfect conditions, or relying on fleeting motivation. Instead, create systems, routines, and practices that allow you to consistently operate at your highest level. Recognize that your daily choices are the building blocks of your identity and the foundation of your future. Every decision, no matter how small, is a vote for the person you are becoming. When those votes align with discipline, courage, and intention, your future is constructed in your favor. As you move forward, embrace discomfort, act with discipline, cultivate resilience, and maintain clarity of purpose. Let your mornings be a declaration of your priorities. Let your mindset guide your actions. Let your habits reinforce your values. Let your failures teach you. Let your courage define you. And above all, commit to the relentless pursuit of growth. Do not allow fear, doubt, or temporary hardship to dictate the trajectory of your life. Stand firm in your responsibility, unwavering in your commitment, and intentional in your action. The principles we have explored are not theoretical. They are actionable. They are proven. They are practiced by those who have achieved extraordinary results. Applying them consistently will transform not only your outcome, but also your perception of what is possible. You will discover a capacity within yourself that you may have never realized existed. You will develop resilience that allows you to navigate life's inevitable storms. You will cultivate confidence that propels you forward even in uncertainty. You will build habits that compound into profound results. And you will live a life that reflects intentionality, purpose, and excellence. This is the ultimate conclusion. Your life is a reflection of your choices, your thoughts, your discipline, and your courage. Success, fulfillment, and growth are not the products of luck, external validation, or circumstance. They are the direct result of mastering your inner world, taking consistent action, and embracing discomfort as a teacher rather than an adversary. Every day presents an opportunity to strengthen your mindset, refine your habits, and act with purpose. Every day is a chance to align your actions with your vision. Every moment is a vote for the person you are becoming. Do not waste it. Rise with intention. Act with discipline, think with clarity, persist with resilience, step boldly into discomfort, execute consistently even when it's difficult, reflect, adapt, and grow. Protect your mental space. Surround yourself with influences that elevate and challenge you. Commit to a life of accountability, action, and purpose. Your mornings, your mindset, your habits, and your decisions are not trivial. They are the very essence of your success. Build them consciously, guard them diligently, leverage them relentlessly. In the end, the power to create the life you desire does not reside in external circumstances, fleeting inspiration, or chance opportunity. It resides within you. In the structure of your day, the discipline of your habits, the strength of your mindset, and the courage with which you face life's challenges. Success is the natural byproduct of consistent action aligned with clarity, purpose, and resilience. Growth is the result of embracing discomfort and committing to deliberate improvement. Mastery is achieved when your thoughts, habits, and actions consistently reflect your highest values. The future you dream of is within reach, but only if you decide today, in this very moment, to take ownership, act decisively, and refuse to settle for anything less than your full potential. Your life is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice. The victories you desire are not accidental. They are earned through intentional action on yielding discipline and relentless pursuit of growth. The habits you cultivate, the mindset you maintain, and the courage you summon in the face of adversity collectively determine the magnitude of your success. Commit yourself fully to this journey. Protect your mornings, sharpen your thoughts, strengthen your habits, persist when energy fades. Step boldly when fear arises, and always move forward with clarity, purpose, and unwavering resolve. Your potential is limitless, but it is only realized through action. Do not delay, do not hesitate. Do not surrender to comfort or fear. Today, in this very moment, choose to live intentionally, to act decisively, and to embrace the challenges and opportunities that will shape the extraordinary life that awaits you. The person you will become, the life you will lead, and the legacy you will leave are all determined by the sum total of your choices, actions, and mindsets starting now. Choose wisely, act bold. Choose wisely, act boldly, commit fully, and understand that every small intentional step compounds over time into remarkable transformation. This is your call to action. Embrace responsibility, cultivate discipline, pursue growth, and take ownership of your life. The world will not wait for you, and neither will your potential. Rise each day with clarity, act each day with purpose, persist each day with courage, and step relentlessly toward the extraordinary life that is your birthright. Your journey begins today, and every decision from this moment forward shapes the person you will become, the outcomes you will achieve, and the impact you will leave behind. Your time is now. Your life is your responsibility. Your potential is immense, and your future is forged by the choices, habits, mindset, and actions you commit today. Do not allow fear, doubt, or temporary discomfort to divert you from your path. Stand firm, act intentionally, persist relentlessly. Embrace the process of becoming the best version of yourself. The world will test you, circumstances will challenge you, and obstacles will arise. But with mindset, discipline, resilience, and clarity of purpose, you can navigate any challenge, overcome any limitation, and achieve any goal. This is the ultimate truth. Your life is yours to design, and the principles we have discussed are the blueprint. Execute them consistent, live them fully, and watch as the extraordinary life you have always envisioned becomes your reality. Your journey is ongoing. Your potential is infinite, and your legacy is being written with every choice you make. Take ownership, take action, embrace challenge, cultivate resilience, build discipline, protect your mindset, commit to growth, step boldly, persist relentlessly, execute consistently. Every day is an opportunity. Every action compounds. Every thought influences outcomes. Your mornings, your habits, your mindset, and your courage collectively define the life you will lead. The world is waiting for the greatness only you can deliver. Do not delay. Begin now, persist always, and realize that the extraordinary life you desire is created through the power you hold in this very moment. The power of choice, action, and unwavering commitment to your highest potential.